Okay, hello and welcome. So today, it's been quite a bit happened over the last couple of days. The Space Marine faction for the non-codex compliant chapters has come out. Then we have had the there's been some leaks. Well, not leaks. They're not leaks because they're official Warhammer stuff on the stream, but there's been some data sheets and stuff, so we're gonna have a look through a few of them, some data sheets we haven't seen, maybe some extra information. There's also been a interviews with the old top design dog of Warhammer 40,000. He went on Tabletop Tactics, Vanguard Tactics, Play on Tabletop, Mini Wargaming, and Tabletop Titans. So if you want to check out the interviews he done with them, a lot of them are sort of fairly similar. Usually there's an odd question and it's different. But yeah, he basically goes over a lot of stuff that he said before, but talks a bit about new detachment rules and stuff like how you can play different armies in different ways, like maybe orcs with speed freaks, bike detachment. So White Scars players like myself who want to do like a bike heavy army, then they've got the ability to do that. And they talk about like Tyranid, maybe a Tyranid swarm, Tyranid monsters. So yeah, I think that it could be cool. I'm still not 100% till I see everything in terms of. I'm hoping you've still got a lot of flavour there, because I feel like at the moment it's feeling a little bit flavourless. But what we'll do is we'll head into the Space Marine faction focus, and after that we'll go through some data sheets. I don't think I've got all the data sheets to hand that you'll be able to see on here, but I'm going to talk through a couple extras that Ollie has put on the chat for me. So let's start off with the Dark Angels. So we have the Grim Resolve. So while an Adeptus Astartes unit from your army is battle shocked, change the objective control characteristic of models in that unit to 1 instead of 0. So this is really strong. Very, very strong, in fact. In terms of, you hit a unit on an objective, you battle shock them, you're like, yes, they're not going to be able to control that objective, they're not going to get their points, and then, bang, suddenly, their objective won, they control the objective, they do get their points. So, that is strong. I mean, there's nothing else with it at the moment, apart from, they get Oath of Moment, all of these chapters get Oath of Moment, so you're still going to get your reroll to hit, reroll to wound against one unit. But in terms of anything else, like helping them, their damage output or durability, they're not getting. Although I do think this is quite strong. So I think it's quite strong because it seems like there's going to be a lot of battle shock in the game. Okay, so then we've got the Deathwing Command Squad. It says about the Apothecary, you'll find him in Terminator armor. The only one in Terminator armor, although I'm not sure it's true. And he can bring back a Terminator every turn. That's up to 4 wounds, because guess what, guys? If you have a Storm Shield, you get an extra wound. So any number of Deathwing Command Terminators can each have their Storm Bolter and Power Fist replaced with one of the following: Twin Lightning Cores, Thunder Hammer, and a Storm Shield. Very nice. Okay. So, unit composition, you can have a Deathwing Ancient, Deathwing Apothecary, Deathwing Champion, 2 to 7 Deathwing Command Terminators. So, am I to understand that Apothecaries aren't leaders? They can just be added in, same as Deathwing Ancients? If so, that's pretty strong. Like, seems pretty good. If a character unit from your army with the leader ability can be attached to a Terminator squad, it can be attached to this unit instead. Okay, so this is just a Deathwing Command Squad. Okay. So movement 5, T5, top save, 3 wounds. It's what we've seen. OC1 because they're sort of like not battle line. Assault cannons, we've already seen the Cyclone missile launchers. Strength 9 minus 2d6, 3 up, 2 shots. It's pretty much what we expect. Then you've got the frag with the blast. Let me know if I'm missing anything, guys, in the chat, or say hello. Let me know if you're there. Heavy flamer ignores cover and torrent. Strength 5 minus 1 damage. Plasma cannon, which is standard blast. The plasma cannon. Okay, this is a bit better. This is minus 2, minus 3. Oh no, that's the same. It's D3 shots. Okay, not bad. Chain Fist, anti-vehicle 3+. We've seen that before. Halberd of Caliban, precision. So you can hit a character with it. Strength 6 minus 2 damage, 5 attacks. Power Fist, power weapon. Power Fist is strength 8 minus 2 damage, 3 attacks. Thunder Hammer, same as what we've seen before. Twin Lightning Claws, which is twin link, so you're rerolling to wound. Strength 5 minus 2 damage. Ooh, they are nice. Very nice. Okay, then we have Narthasium. While this unit contains an apothecary in your command phase, you can return 1 destroyed model, excluding character models, to this unit. Astartes banner. While this unit contains an ancient, add 1 to objective control characteristics to this models. Very nice. So you'd be objective control 2. While this unit contains a company champion, add 1 to the advance and charge rolls made for this unit. And you can target this unit with a heroic intervention stratagem for 0 CP. Very nice. Storm Shield, we said the bear has characteristic of 4 wounds of 4, and it has an invulnerable. They have an invulnerable save of 4+. Very tanky. Then we get onto the man himself, the man of the moment, the return of Lionel Johnson. So we have Amaluminous, which is a bolt pistol, strength 4, minus 1, 2 damage, 4 shots, very nice. And then the Plasma, which is also 12-inch range, and it was also a pistol, is 2 ballistic skills, strength 8, minus 3, 2 damage. Yeah, it's alright. Fealty, the strike, is 8 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 12, minus 4, 4 damage. That's very nice. Fealty has sustained hits 1, 16 attacks. This is a proper horde and looks like Marine Killer as well. Weapon skill 2+, strength 6, minus 3, 2 damage. Ooh, 16 attacks. Brutal. Very, very nice. So, with 8 attacks, 4 damage, what's that? A total of, you could, if everything went perfectly, you could put out 32 damage. It's not too shabby, is it? Okay, so it has Fights First, which is massive in 10th edition. Basically, you get to fight before charging units do. So, that's going to be huge. So, basically, if you charge him, you have to take a hit before you can hit him back. Oh, that's really, really nice. This guy is looking hostile. Okay, Primarch of the First Legion. In your command phase, select one of the Primarch of the First Legion abilities. See left until your command phase, till start of your next command phase, they have the ability. Okay, the abilities are all secrets revealed once per turn in your opponent. When your opponent targets a unit from their army with a stratagem, but before the stratagem's effects are resolved, if that unit is within 12 inches of this model, you gain 1 CP. And that enemy unit must take a battle shock test. If it test is failed, in addition, that unit being battle shocked, the stratagem effects are not resolved, but you still spend the CP. Now, that's nice if you are within 12 inches. You've really got to know you're going to be up in there. And if someone knows you're within 12 inches, and this is at the start of your command phase, you play this, it's like, it's nice, but it's very circumstantial, and your opponent can avoid just doing it. So, yeah. Martial Exemplar. aura. While a friendly Adeptus Astartes unit within 6 inches of model, each time the model makes a melee attack, add 1 to the hit roll. Very nice. Just making those Terminators more killy. Very good. No hiding from the Watchers. While a friendly Adeptus Astartes units within 6 inches of model, units have a 4-up feel no pain against mortal wounds. So if you know you're up against an army that can dish out a lot of mortal wounds, then, you know, and you're like thinking, yeah, I'm going to be taking a lot this turn, you can use that ability. So, nice. Okay, next up, the Emperor's Shield. Each time an attack targets this model, subtract 1 from the wound roll. Oof, that's really strong. He's already T9, and then you're subtracting 1 from the wound roll. In addition, each time a melee attack is allocated to this model, an unmodified save throw of a 6. So if you roll a 6 to save, the attacking model suffers 1 mortal wound. That's each time a melee attack. I was going to say that's ranged attacks as well. That's brutal. But yeah, so every time you hit him and he rolls a 6 to save, you take a mortal wound. Very nice. Quite a cool rule. I like it. Okay. Next up, we have Dark Angels, Bodyguard, what is it? Cinnamon Hat. And it has a 3-up invite. What is everyone's thoughts on the chat about Lionel Johnson? What are your thoughts about the line? Because to me, he looks full decent. I think he's going to be brutal. Try to kill him. My point of view is 3-up invite. Like, anything that's 4-up in my tank is really. And he keeps out a fair amount of damage. A load of people walk off the chat okay, is that better? On the audio? Anyone let me know what's on the audio?
Okay, it should be back. Can you hear? Is it all right now? Let me know if I've fixed it. I think this audio loop suddenly interrupted, but I don't know why. Let me know what it sounds like now, guys. Has it fixed, or are we still crap? Okay, brilliant. George says I'm back. Thank you, George. Right, let's get back to business. What are we thinking of the lion, George? Are we thinking he's crazy good, or are we thinking he's just okay? Because at the minute, to me, he's looking pretty sharp. With that free-up invuln. I just feel like a free-up invuln on a model that sort of size is a bit of a mistake, especially when he can get lone operative ability from being within 3 inches of like a unit, and also the units that he's probably going to be in 3 inches of are stuff like Terminators that are extremely durable, you know. So I don't know. I just think that he might be a little bit much, to be honest. But I could be completely wrong, and maybe he's really easy to kill. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so deeds. So we're on to the Space Wolves. Now I have already seen this, and I really feel like George says that the lion seems a bit much as well. Yeah, I just think with a 3-up invuln, if I think that profile would be absolutely fine in this edition, going into 10th edition. If it was a 4-up invuln, I think the 3-up invuln's just a bit too much. Because 3-up invulns you can just make for days, and they got rid of them pretty much in 9th edition, and I don't know why they brought it back on him. Just seems crazy. Okay, so at the end of the battle round, you can select T9 -1 to wound and 3-up. Yeah, 3-up invuln. Strong. So at the end of the battle round, you can select one of the sagas listed below. If that saga was completed by your army during that battle round, all Adeptus Astartes models from your army gain the associated benefit until the end of the battle. So you can only select each saga once per battle. So basically, if you do any of the following, you can say, oh, I've done that last round, I'm going to call in the Saga of the Warrior Born, right? So let's have a look how easy it is to get Saga of the Warrior Born. This saga is completed if one or more of your Adeptus Astartes character models from your army destroyed one or more enemy character models during the battle round. So the benefit of this is to get sustained hit 1, so exploding 6s, right? Now, in melee, to point out, just in melee. This is balls deep hard to do. You're probably going to do it, you might do it turn 3. There's a chance you could do it turn 3. You're going to lose your character probably doing it, but you could do it turn 3. But you can't use this until the end of the battle round, obviously, because you've got to have done it, right? So then at the end of the battle round, you go, oh yeah, I've completed that. But if you were to do 2 in 1 thing, you can't do both, from what I can gather. So, and then you go, okay, yeah, you can have sustained hit 1 for turn 4 and 5. Oh, great. Next one. The saga is complete if you control one or more objective markers in your opponent's deployment zone at the end of either player's turn during the battle round. Okay. I mean, it's not that easy to control, but Space Wolves push fairly hard, so you probably will control it at some point at the end of maybe your turn or their turn. Again, probably won't be happening until turn 3, maybe 4. And you've got to remember, guys, your opponents know what you need to do, so they can stop you doing this by hiding characters, by really screening out that home objective. So if you do control the objective, your whole army improves their objective control by 1, which is a really nice buff. But again, you're probably only getting it turn 4, maybe turn 5. Okay. Saga of the Bear. This saga is completed if one or more Adeptus Astartes character models. Oh, sorry. Can I just say as well, you have to control your opponent's objective marker, but also one of your characters has to be on there. Again, throwing a character away more than likely to do that. So one or more Adeptus Astartes character models from your army were reduced to below half their strength, half their starting number of wounds during the battle round, but were not destroyed at the end of the battle round. So you've got to put him out to be killed, but make sure there's nothing that can actually kill him. Like, again, this is one that might happen, turn 3, maybe, if you're putting your characters really in harm's way, but then you've got to hope he doesn't actually die, and then you can go, oh yeah, I've done this, and then you get a 6-up feel no pain, which 6-up feel no pain's alright. It's alright. It's nice to have, but it's not amazing. This saga, you don't need to take this to take space or special characters or units, right? I don't know, George, actually. This is something that we do need to read up on. Because if you can take the Gladius task force and you can still take Wolfer and you can still take named characters with it, with Space Wolves, then I'm 100%, if I was a Space Wolf bat, I'd be taking that. This saga is completed if one or more Adeptus Astartes character models from your army destroyed one or more enemy monster or vehicle models during the battle round. So killing a monster or vehicle, again, it's with a character, so Space Wolf characters are probably doing that in combat. I mean, you might have Bjorn hit him with a las cannon or something and get a lucky kill, but it's unlikely. So the benefit, once completed, melee weapons, you get lethal hits on all your melee weapons. Now, they're not bad, right? It's just the fact that you're probably not getting any of these benefits till turn 4 or 5. So the majority of games that you play, you're not going to have any detachment rule benefits until turn 4 or 5. And even if then, you go, yeah, but you could have multiple of them. The chances are you're not getting multiple of them. I mean, does it say you can only do one per turn? You can select one of the sagas listed below. So if you do 2 in turn 4, you can only select one saga. So it's even worse. So really, you're probably only ever going to guarantee 2, and one will be turn 4 and one will be turn 5. And yeah, it stacks, but great, I've got it for the last turn. It's just... It's sad, and I'll tell you why it's sad, because we'll go through the others in a minute and see how much better theirs are that they get all game. Not even how much better, but just the fact they get them all game. So the Hounds of Morkai, movement 6, T4, 3-up save, 2 wounds, leadership 6+, OC1. Morkai's bolt pistol, it's precision, anti-cycle 4+, devastating wounds. It's quite nice, but it's 12-inch range. And then they've got their melee combat knife, again, precision, devastating wounds, anti-cycle 4+. Again, nice, especially against psychers. In your shooting phase, you can select one enemy unit within 12 inches of this unit. If a lieutenant in Reaver armor is leading the unit, you can select one enemy unit within 18 instead. That unit must take a battle shock test, subtracting 1 from the result if it is a psychic unit. If that test is failed, in addition to being battle shock, the unit is stunned. That unit is stunned until the start of your next shooting phase. I don't know what stunned means. Oh, while a unit is stunned, each time modeling that unit makes a psychic attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Okay, is that all stun does? I don't know. This invulnerable save is improved to 4+ against psychic attacks. Nice little anti-psychic unit. I mean, psychic's a bit weird nowadays, so I feel a lot of these anti-psych units don't really have a huge role, to be honest. But I might be wrong. Maybe they'll be like the pinnacle of 10th for Space Wolves. Okay, let's move on to the Blood Angels. George says each chapter is instead represented as a detachment of its own rule, enhancements and stratagems. Yes. So, from what I can gather, it's sort of saying, because it says something about you can't take so I read that as to be Space Wolves, this is your detachment. Yeah, I think it might be, to be honest. Because it says something up here about not mixing. Hang on, where was it? Exists. Worry about, you can't. I say, so the main one you'll need to worry about is that you can't mix in units with a different chapter's keywords. So no non-Space Wolves name characters or Deathwing Terminators in the Champions of Rust attachment. So yeah, it does say that. So you definitely can't bring in other named characters and other things into these attachments. But it doesn't say you can't play Wolfen and stuff into the Gladius detachment, because the Gladius hasn't got that restriction from what I've... Unless it says on the Gladius you can't bring in Space Wolves. I should imagine you definitely can't mix them in the Gladius attachment, but yeah, that would be interesting to know, George, because Wolves players might be there, get out of jail. Okay, so the Red Thirst. Each time an Adeptus Astartes unit from your army is selected to fight, if that unit made a charge move this turn, until the end of the phase, add 1 to the strengths and attacks characteristics of melee weapons equipped by models in that unit. I mean, this is so much better than what the Wolves have got. They're both close combat armies, but you're giving these attachment rule just always happens if you charge. Like, they're basically giving them the World Eaters Khorne rule. They basically made Blood Angels Khorne, which I'm not sure why. I think they should have just given them +1 to wound and then just given Space Wolf +1 to hit and just had been done with it and just left it at that. I think it would have made a lot more sense, but there you go. I don't make the rules, unfortunately. I just talk about them. So, Death Company Intercessors. So we've seen a lot of these weapons before. I'm not going to read them all out to you because it'll be boring. Power Fist, yeah, normal. Thunder Hammer, Devastating Wound, Strength 8 -2 damage. They got a 6 up feel no pain, which they've always had as the Death Company. Black Rage. Each time this model unit makes an attack, you can re-roll the hit roll while the unit is not within 12 inches. You can re-roll the hit roll. Sorry. There's a full stop there. Each time a model in this unit makes an attack, you can re-roll the hit roll. Full stop. While the unit is not within 12 inches of one or more friendly chaplain models, it cannot be selected to fall back, and the OC objective control characteristic of models in this unit is 0. So you can either just have like this little unit of crazy nutty dudes and just send them out into the wild and then like that, or you can put a chaplain with them and go, right boys, calm down, just calm down a bit, we've got to control this objective for a bit, just stop, right, let's go. So yeah, basically the chaplain's their babysitter. Once per turn, you can target this unit with the Fire Overwatch stratagem or the Heroic Intervention stratagem for 0 CP. Very nice. Death Company seem good. I mean, it's not loads of attacks in terms of free Thunderhammer attacks if you're taking Thunderhammers. However, you do get an extra attack on the charge and an extra strength. So strength 9 suddenly, -2 damage with 4 attacks. You have 10 dudes, that's 40 attacks at strength 9, -2 damage. You are hitting on 4s, but don't worry, because Black Rage, you reroll the hit roll. Looks quite good to me. What do you guys think of the Death Company? Okay, Big Bad Gabe. Gabriel Seth is the Flesh Tearers guy, ain't he? Epic Hero, Blood Reaver. He has Oath of the Moment. He can be attached to Assault Squad, Tactical Squad, Vanguard Squad, Command Squad. This model is from the Flesh Tearers chapter 6 for the Blood Angels. It's treated as Blood Angels models but cannot be included in any army that includes the Blood Angels Epic Hero models. Any other Epic Hero models. Okay, movement 6 wounds, T4, 3 up save, 4 up invan. He's just a captain really, isn't he? Blood Reaver, attack 6, weapon skill 2, strength 8 -2, 3 damage. It's quite a nice sword. Kill some Terminators with that. He's got a bolt pistol. Lord of Slaughter. Okay. While this model is leading a unit, that unit is eligible to declare a charge in a turn which it advanced. Each time this model fights, until that fight is resolved, add 1 to the attack characteristic of this model's Blood Reaver for every 5 enemy models within 6 inches of this model. Each time this model fights, until that fight is resolved, add 1 to the attack characteristic of this model's Blood Reaver for every 5 enemy models within... Nice. So you get extra attacks. Very good. Okay, Black Templars. The Templars Vow. So we have Suffer Not the Unclean to Live, which... So basically, at the beginning of the first battle round, you choose one of the following, depending on who your opponent is. So you can do this, you know, every game. You just rock up and you go, right, who are you playing? Right, you've got a lot of tough stuff, I'm going to take lethal hits. So Suffer Not the Unclean to Live is melee weapons, lethal hits. So this is basically similar things to what Space Wolves can get, but they can just choose one. Space Wolves have to try and earn theirs. Not as good as Black Templars, are they? Uphold the Honour of the Emperor. Models in this unit have the Feel No Pain 6+ ability and a leadership character of 5+. So they can get a 6 up Feel No Pain for not doing anything, but they also get a leadership of 5+, you know, because Abhor the Witch, Destroy the Witch. Models in this unit have a 4 vulnerable against psychic attacks, and melee weapons equipped have the anti-psychic 4+ ability. Very nice. Accept any challenge no matter the odds. Melee weapons equipped in this model will get sustained hits 1. Just, I mean, Space Wolf players must have read that and just gone, what the fuck? What the fuck? Unbelievable. So yeah, Black Templars look nice. So the Sword Brethren are 3 wounds. Oh. So are these now like the Blade Guards? Are they? I didn't think they were Blade Guard. I thought they were something different. I think they are. But yeah, they're 3 wounds now. That's really nice. 3 up save, T4. We don't really care about their long range weapons. Let's get to what they've got. So they've got the Thunderhammer option. They've got the option to take a power weapon, which is strength 5 -2, 1 damage, or a mastercrafted power weapon, which I should imagine is on the sergeant, strength 5 -2, 2, or a chainsword. Then they have Vow Sworn Bladesman. At the start of the fight phase, you can select one of the following effects to apply melee weapons equipped by models in that unit till the end of the phase. At the start of the fight phase, you can select one of the following effects to apply to melee weapons. Okay, so you can add 1 to the attack's characteristic, or you can add 1 to the damage. Wow! That is nice. That is very nice. Very, very nice there. Really good. Then we have the Death Watch. So they have their mission tactics. Führer. Mein Führer. I don't know why they're German. Or Nazis. So while this mission tactic is active, weapons equipped by Adeptus Astartes unit from your army have the sustained 1 ability. So you get to choose one at the start of your turn, and it's active for that battle round. You only get to choose one, so you get to choose each one once, and you'll get sustained hits 1 for 1 turn, you'll get lethal hits for another turn, you can get precision on 6s for another turn. I mean, if you compare it to Templars, and I know this is for melee and shooting, and Templars is really, most of theirs are only for melee. Still not quite so good. I mean, each tactic can only be selected once per battle. I mean, if you could choose one of these tactics to be for 2 battle rounds, I think, yeah, okay, it's equal to some other ones. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. It just doesn't seem amazing. Death Watch. So they're veterans. So they have 2 wounds, 3 up save, T4, movement 6. You know the drill. I'm assuming you can put jump packs on them. Each time a model in this unit makes an attack, you can reroll a hit roll of 1. If the target of that attack does not have Imperium or Chaos, you reroll a hit roll. Really nice. Death to the alien. So that if they have an Astartes shield, the bearer has a 4-up invulnerable save. So some nice stuff here in terms of guns. The frag cannon, strength 7, -1/2 damage. It's blast, heavy, rapid fire D3, so you'll be 2D3 and half range. Then we have the Deathwatch Thunderhammer, which is actually strength 10 -2, 3 damage, which I really like that. That is gonna smash face, that is. And the Xenoblade, the Xenophase Blade, which is devastating wounds. So you're going to be doing mortals with it. Strength 5, -2, 1 damage. So that's probably what the Necron Lichguard sword is going to be. As I believe it's sort of based on that. The Long Vigil melee weapon is strength 5, -2, 1 damage. So some nice damage weapons there. And that is the end of that. Can we click on Titans? No. We might as well take a quick look at Titans. I mean, I don't think anyone really cares, but unless you own a Titan, which is probably very few of us. Titans. Fear the God Machines. Okay, I will, if you tell me to. So, we have Titanic support. Every model in your army has the Imperium keyword. You can include one Adeptus Titanicus model in your army, even if it does not have the faction keyword you selected in the army faction step. Okay. I mean, I'm not sure points-wise if you're going to be able to fit many of these in, but you can use the Adeptus Titanicus data sheets in this document to represent Titanicus Traitorus models if you wish. To do so, on those data sheets on this army rules card, replace all instances of the Imperium keyword with Chaos. Okay. And replace all instances of Adeptus Titanicus faction keyword with Titanicus Traitorus. Yeah, so basically just turn this into a Chaos Warlord time. Okay. George says, again, Gladius is better. Yeah, Gladius is... I think Gladius is probably the best task force for Space Marines, George. 100%. Maybe Blood Angels is definitely up there, though. Okay, let's have a look at this guy. Movement 10, Toughness 16, 2-up save, 5-up invulnerable save against ranged attacks only. Has 100 wounds, leadership 6, 30 OC. I'd really like to know how much points he is. Apocalypse Launcher, indirect fire, 200 inches, 20 attacks. Now this is, I mean, it's a Titan, Warlord Titan, it's meant to be brutal. I'm not going to go through it all. A Volcano Cannon, the Bellicosa Volcano Cannon, that might be on one of the, it probably isn't. It won't be that. Strength 32 -5, 18 damage. Okay. His Power Claw is attack 6, strength 20, -4, 24 damage. Sounds terrible. His sweep's 8 damage. Okay. We at Games Workshop are very sorry to announce that we can't balance all of our Forge World tanks, dreadnoughts and flyers. Next up, check out the Warlord Titan. George, I totally agree. I mean, you can't balance these things, and I mean, well, you can, but there's so many points. When are you ever going to play them? I mean, it would only be Apocalypse games. I thought they had different rules for Apocalypse. I mean, one of these has got to be 2,000 points, surely. What, 100 wounds at T16? It's got to be 2,000 points, easy. I mean, it would be funny just to take one and just take one to... If you imagine if a Warlord Titan was 2,000 points and you could just take the Warlord Titan. I mean... It might even be OP. It probably is at 2,000 points, to be honest. So they got the Hierophant in here, Phantom Titan. So this is the Eldar one. Get Strands of Fate. This has only got 55 wounds at toughness 14. 4 up invulnerable save. Then we have the Hierophant, which is 30 wounds. Okay, they're going down in size now. These are probably takeable. Like the Hierophant's takeable, I reckon. The Phantom Titan might be takeable. The Gargantuan Squigoth, very cool. He's 30 wounds, T13. He's probably takeable. Who knows? Then what we got? The Manta, which is the tower one, isn't it? 60 wounds, 20-inch move. It's like a flyer, 20 plus. T14, that's massive, that model. Yeah, I mean, cool. Right, let's have a look at some other data sheets, shall we? So, we have the Flamers data sheet. Now, movement 9, so not bad movement. T4, 7 up save. So, basically, demons are just getting invulnerable saves. 3 wounds, leadership 7, 1 OC. Their Flamers are 12-inch range, they ignore cover, and they're torrent, and they're also psychic. Strength 4, -1/1 damage with D6 attacks. Now that is a big difference to 9th, very big. And then they've got like 3 attacks at strength 4, 0p1 damage in combat. The unit is eligible to shoot in a turn which it fell back, which is nice, but... I would have liked to have seen Assault on their weapon, just because now they're down to D6 attacks at strength 4, -1/1 damage. Like, at least give them some range, you know, like a bit of extra range would have been nice. They don't look like they're doing anything too amazing there, do they? What do you think, George? You liking the demons? Movement 12. Toughness 10 on the Lord of Change, 6 up save, 18 wounds, leadership 6, OC 5. So the Rod of Sorcery, range 12, attack 6, 2 up ballistic skills, strength 8, -1 D3 damage. I mean, it's alright, it's, a bit of range for the old chicken. And then he's got the Bolt of Change, Psychic Power, which is 9 attacks, strength 9 -1 damage, or if you use the hazardous version, it's 9 attacks, strength 9 -2 D3 damage. I'd have liked to have seen that straight 3 for the hazardous. I mean, it's alright. It's not. I sometimes think they're making a lot of these data sheets a little bit shit. So, one, obviously, because they want to make the edition less killy, but also so when the codexes come out, people are like, oh wow, look, it looks so good compared to the index, Oh, it's had a glow up, basically. And I think that's what GW want, and that's fine, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. So Baleful Sword is strength 7 -2, 3 damage for 3 attacks, which is extra attacks, and then the Staff of Zinch, you're getting strength 6 -1, 3 damage. It's alright. Then we have Demon Lord of Zinch. While a friendly Zinch legions demonic units within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes a ranged attack, add 1 to the strength characteristic of that attack. That's nice. If you've got him around a load of flamers, they're going to be strength 5 instead of strength 4, which is strong in this edition. So yeah, I quite like that. And then in your shooting phase, select one of the following abilities. Ignores cover, lethal hits, sustained hits D3. Until the end of the phase, this model's Bolt of Change has that ability. Meh. It's alright. It's alright. 4-up in Vum. It's alright. It's alright. I'm just going to keep saying it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Okay, next up, Screamers at movement 14, T4, 6-up save. So they've got a 7-up, they've got a 6-up. 3 wounds, leadership 7, 1 OC. Lamprey bite. Attacks 3, hit on 4, strength 6 minus 2, 2 damage. Actually kept pretty much, I think it is the same profile as they had in 9th for their attacks. So that's not bad. When a lot of other things seem to be getting worse, they've sort of stayed the same. They got a 4-up in Vun, so that's in shooting and combat now, so they're just a little bit more durable overall. Slash and dive. In your movement phase, after this unit ends a normal move, you can select one enemy unit. It moved over. During that move, roll 1d6. Each one of that unit for 4+, the enemy unit suffers a mortal wound. So 10 models, you fly over them, 10 dice for every 4+. You could be doing 5 mortal wounds. You know, you've got like a little unit of 3 screamers, poof, mortal wounds, especially in this edition where it's harder to do damage. That could come in, you know, if you've got a load of little units of screamers just flying over stuff each turn, that could be brutal. That could be a really good damage dealer for them. Okay, next up we have Mr. Bloodthirster. Movement 12, obviously he can fly. Toughness 11. I was expecting him to be tougher. 4-up save, 4-up in run. 18 wounds. Leadership 6+, OC 5. Blood flail, devastating wounds. So 16, strength 16 minus 3d6 1 damage. It's only 1 attack, but it's not bad. Then he has Hellfire Breath, ignores cover and is a flamer. D6 attacks. Strength 5 minus 1 damage. Nice. Lash of Corn, which is strength 8, 0 AP, 2 damage, 6 attacks. Okay, there's some options. Then we have the Axe of Corn Strike, which is 8 attacks, because, you know, corn. 2-up weapon skill, strength 14, minus 4 d6 damage. I think it's alright in this edition. D6 seems to be pretty, like d6 plus 1, d6, d6 plus 2. Seems to be, unless you're like some massive cannon on a 600 point tank or walker, then that seems to be, you know, what it is at the minute. So I don't think that's that bad. Then we have the sweep, which is strength attack 16, strength 8 minus 2, 1 damage. It's nice if you want to get rid of a load of little gribblies. The Great Axe of Corn Strike, which is 7 attacks, strength 16, minus 4 d6 plus 2 damage. So you're losing 1 attack, but to be honest, you're gaining 2 extra strength, which would be nice if you're going up against anything that's T14. The extra plus 2 does make a big difference on that, makes it so much more reliable. So if it was me, I'd be taking the Great Axe of Corn, but I'm imagining it's going to be extra points. And then you've got 14 attacks at strength 10. Again, a better profile, minus 2, 2 damage. Start taking out Marines now rather than just Gribblies. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So Deadly Demise D6, Deep Strike, the Shadow of Chaos faction, and then Demon Lord of Khorne and Aura. While a friendly Khorne Legion demonic unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, add 1 to the hit roll. Nice. Nice. 6-inch Aura, getting +1 to hit. I like it. At the end of the phase, you can select one enemy unit with engagement range of this model, roll 8d6. On a 4+, that enemy unit suffers 1 mortal wound. So basically, 8 dice, on average, you're going to do 4 mortal wounds to the unit that you're in combat with. You can. I thought it was going to be every unit, but it's only one unit. You select one unit, so it's not like if you're in combat with 3 units, you can't do it to all 3. You have to select one. But still, really, really nice ability. I like it. I like it a lot. And then he has the normal 1 to 6 wounds remaining. You subtract 1 from his hit roll. But don't worry, because he has the 6-inch aura of getting +1 to hit roll. So he'll be going from 2+ to a 3+ back to a 2+ because of that. I mean, I suppose unless there's another thing giving him a -1, then he might go to a 3. But let's face it, he's always hitting on a 6. Hitting on a 6, hitting on a 2. What we got next? We got the Flesh Hounds. The Flesh Hounds. So movement 12, T4, 7-up save, 2 wounds, 7-up leadership, OC1, 5-up invuln. So they're moving pretty quick. They've got a Burning Roar, which ignores cover and is a flamer. D6 flamer with strength 4, 0 AP, 1 damage. That's quite nice. I'm not expecting these boys to be too expensive. Gore Drenched Fangs. Attacks 3, weapon skill 3+. Strength 5, -1, 1 damage. It's alright. Strength 5 is quite nice. And then we have Pouncing Hunters. You can target this unit with a heroic intervention stratagem with 0 CP and can do so even if that stratagem has been used on a different unit this phase. So technically you could keep, if you had 3 Fleshhound units, you could just be like bam, 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 and just keep using it for 0 CP. Just keep heroically intervening. Very nice. And then we have Collar of Corn, which is a War Gear ability. The bearer has a Feel No Pain 3+ ability against psychic attacks. Not bad. Not bad. They got the 5-up invulnerable. What we got next? We've got Be'lakor. We've seen Be'lakor, I think. Yeah, we've seen everything from Be'lakor. I don't think we need to be looking at him anymore. Keeper of Secrets we've seen as well. Plague Bearers. Okay, old Plaguey boys. Movement 5, T5, 7-up save, 2 wounds, 7-up leadership, OC2. They're battle line unit, so basically the new troop unit. Plague Sword gets lethal hits, and it's 2 attacks, strength 4, -1, 1 damage. Very nice, very nice. Got Deep Strike, so I think all demons have got Deep Strike. If you control an objective marker at the end of your command phase, this unit within range of an objective marker, basically they get sticky objectives, which is nice because you can like move. You know, you start the game on the old back objective in your deployment zone. If your opponent hasn't got any real like deep strike or extremely fast moving vehicles, then you can just sort of move up and create that barrier and just move forward in that sort of zombie-ish way that Poxwalkers do, and just like pin your opponent into the corner, and you'll still be holding them objectives behind you. Or obviously if you get shot off, then you still hold it as well, which is also nice if they've got out of line of fire shooting. So the demonic icon gives you a 6+ leadership, so +1 to your leadership, which is nice. And then the Instrument of Chaos gives you +1 to charge rolls made for the Bearers unit, which is also nice because if you're coming in from Deep Strike, boom, +1, an 8-inch charge. It's much nicer to try and get an 8-inch charge than it is to 9-inch charge. So yeah, not bad. I like them. I like them. Unit composition: 1 Plague Ridden and 9 Plague Bearers. Every model is equipped with a Plague Sword. Very nice. Okay, what we got next? We've already done the Flesh Hounds. We don't need them again. Exalted Flamer. Let's have a look what he's doing then. Fire as inch, blue fire, 8-inch range, ignores cover. Psychic. It's not Torrent on this version. 3 attack, strength 9, -3, 3 damage, 3 ballistic skill. And then the Torrent version, which is the Flamer version, which is 12-inch range, 2d6, strength 5, -1, 1 damage. And then he has Flamer Mouth, attacks 4, strength 5, 0 AP. What's his special abilities though. Blazing Warp Fire. While this model is leading a unit, ranged weapons equipped by that model in that unit have assault. Okay, so they do get the assault ability if they've got this guy with them. That's nice. So he'll be attached to a flamer unit, obviously. They'll get assault. Bit extra movement. I like it. Flames of Change. In your shooting phase, after this model is shot, select one enemy unit, excluding monsters and vehicles, hit by one or more of those attacks, which it could automatically hit. Roll 1d6 on a 4+. On a 4+, until the end of your opponent's next turn, that enemy unit is a flame. While a unit is a flame, subtract 2 inches from its move characteristic and subtract 2 from the advance and charge roll made for it. I like it. Slow them boys down. Can't get to me as quick. Very nice. 4-up invuln. He's got leader. He can only be attached to flamers, which is pretty much what I thought it would be. Very good. This is very, very nice. So, what we got next? We've done screamers, flamers. Okay, we've gone back to the beginning. So, what I was going to do is there's a couple of other data sheets. So I know that Mortarian's one was shown. So bear with me a second. And actually the Lord of Virulence was really good. Not so much his base stats, although they're not horrendous, but his abilities. So the Lord of Virulence for Death Guard. While this model is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes a range attack, you can re-roll the wound roll. So re-roll the wound roll for range attacks, you know, which is really nice because a lot of those are getting... if you get like a devastating wounds ability and then you can re-roll the wound roll, really nice. Not only that, but all Death Guard, each time a friendly Death Guard unit model makes an attack with a blast weapon that targets a unit that is visible to this model. So all this model's got to be, it's no range, it's just got to be visible. Add 1 to the hit roll, and that attack has the ignores cover ability. So ignore cover and you +1 to the hit roll. Just because that's for every model in that Death Guard army, just because he can see him. And you can attach him to Blight Lords and Death Shrouds. So yeah, really nice. And his Plague Spear is pretty good as well. And then, what was the other one? We've got Morty here somewhere as well. Morty. Let's have a look. Here he is. So Mortarion is movement 10 with T12, which I thought was a little bit light. I expect him to be T14. 2-up save, wound 16, 5-up leadership with OC 6. His ranged attacks are like meh, but they always have been. His silence, his melee weapon, he's only got 5 attacks. He has got lethal hits, but only 5 attacks. 2-up weapon skill, strength 14, -3/4 damage. I mean, I'm expecting at least 6 attacks. And then the sweep is attacks 15, strength 7, -1/1 damage. It's alright. Then he gets abilities for being Host of Plagues, and you can select one of the following. So while a friendly Death Guard unit is within 6 units of this model, each time a range attack targets that unit, they get the benefit of cover. So it's called Miasma Pestilence, so they don't get the -1 to hit on it, they get the benefit of cover. While a friendly Death Guard unit within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, re-roll a wound roll of 1. So Mortarion is just like a glorified lieutenant. Or while a friendly Death Guard unit within 12 of this model, add 3 to the contagion range, which could be useful. And then Lord of the Death Guard, an aura. While a friendly Death Guard in this unit 6 inches, you can ignore any or all modifiers to its characteristics and to any roll or test made for it. So basically you ignore the thing for being damaged for yourself, so you can't ever be... You're always hitting on 2+, basically. Which is very nice. He's got 5 up Feel No Pain as well, but I'm thinking like he's alright. I'm hoping he's not too much more than like 250 points or something, do you know what I mean? Because he just seems a little bit underwhelming. I think the rules are now out. I mean, I think a lot of them have seen them, but let's see what rules we've got for free right here. Right here, right now. We want them in English. As of yet, I don't speak any other language. Okay. Is this just the core rules? Yeah, it's just the core rules. I think we've already all seen the core rules. That's going to take an age to download. Okay. I think we'll leave it there. Apologies for the audio interruption. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please go on our Discord if you haven't yet. Join it. Talk to us. And I will see you in the next one. I think there's more rules and data sheets and things that are going to be dropping thick and fast over the next 2 weeks. So when things come out, obviously, as I stream, I'll be talking through them, giving my opinion. But, you know, I'd like everyone to take a minute's silence after this just to think about the Space Wolf players. Unless they can take the Gladius Task Force, and then it's fine. No worries. Okay, I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Bye, guys.